for pure love. She's with him for monetary gain. She's with him for gain, sexual gain now. So when if whatever happens, she like shit. However this go, it go. I'm paid either way.
I mean, you got to think though. I think he's getting paid like $40 million for like the first rookie contract he getting. Mm-hmm. That's $10 million a year. And I also realize this right here: women don't get women married. Men are in love. Women are in business. So we got to always remember that right there, first and foremost. Men are in love. The women are in business. But I also just seen the video. They got married and they were dancing. He was trying to kiss her, and she was kind of not like kissing him back. I was like, wow. That seemed very strange.
But it's all over the internet, bro. She's for herself. She's not for him, bro. You can see that.
Everybody can see it, but him though, for some reason.
No, because he's blinded. Because he's like, man, I got me a bad bitch. Man, bump what they saying, bump what the blog saying. Like, bro, when I would have seen the videos of her with all these different men and stuff, even if it was before my time, that let me know what's in her mind frame, how she is as a woman.
Actually, it was together because they was together for 5 years or something. So it was like
exactly, bro. Ain't no way, bro. Love ain't that blind, and it's just like you gotta understand your biggest moment of your life. She made it about you. She couldn't stand up and clap for you. In your biggest moment, your last game, she got upset because you are basically he's a football player, but at the same time, Travis Hunter is a brand. He's a brand, right? Yeah. He's $1 million brand. He's an entertainer to a certain extent, so he entertains. Him doing his dances, celebrations, touchdown dances, people like that. They clickbait that.
Yeah, he was mad because he was signing posters all day.
He was signing posters because he was dancing in front of the cheerleader. That screams selfishness for me. She's selfish. Selfish.
Yeah, she secured the bag. Once you get the kids, I believe the marriage will probably last maybe 2 or 3 years at best.
I wish bro the best of luck. I swear to God. I swear on everything I love, I wish him the best of luck. But all the signs are there. And sometimes, you know the old saying, sometimes you just got to learn the hard way.
Basically, you can't see the forest once you're in the trees, though. So it's like, all the signs are there. Travis, I don't care what nobody said. He a beast on that field, but on the guy where he look like a goofy in real life, a doofus. Like the way he doing them TikTok dances, looking zesty. I'm like, what is he doing?
He's a geek, man. That's all he is. He's a geek, bro. He's
he got no experience with women. I can tell. Like he's not a seasoned guy with women.
That was his first quote unquote bad bitch. That was his first bad bitch, and you could tell that was his first bad bitch. He ain't never bagged nothing that bad before. That and that's why he hanged on to it like that. You know what I'm saying?
To be honest with you, bro, she's like a 4 or 5, maybe on the best day. This woman is not even extremely attractive.
She's light skinned. She has tattoos.
She's a Latino woman.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all.
Yeah, I see this lasting maybe 2-3 years. She probably gonna cheat on him with one of the teammates or something.
Man, not the teammates, bro.
Yeah, she was not the team. Hey, there's players that did that. They wild sleep with their teammates.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I seen those.
There's stories that I read that the teammate they came home like they'll be on the road and the teammate will stay back and smash their wife.
Did you ever see the story with Harrison? I think not Barnes. Mark. I forgot his name. He a light skinned basketball player, and one of his teammates caught him smashing his wife, and that kind of that caused him to get traded because it was always in a turmoil.
Yeah, they said Delonte West was smashing the LeBron mama.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah, he was.
They said goddamn Pau Gasol. They weren't teammates, but they say Pau Gasol and Tony Parker was dealing with each other's wives.
Yeah, that's
so it's like, it goes down.
There's still women at the end of the day, man. There's still women. There's still men, bro. They still, you know what I'm saying? It's just because they're, rich or they're still human beings, bro. They're still, how can I put this? They still chasing, they're still battling demons. They're still chasing affection. They're still chasing sexual,
gratification.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now back to the Tory situation. Do you know the guy that stabbed Tory was a pedophile and he killed a 13-year-old. He deleted a 13-year-old girl, and the reason it happened because he was on the phone with his girl, and Tory told him like, "Yo, I think the girl flirted with me," but the girl lied, and the guy was like, he felt like Tory was playing, so he jigged him up. That's what really happened.
I didn't know he was in there for that.
That dude was a real gangster.
Yeah, and
Before he
needs to stay behind bars.
And Tory was in PC and this happened. I think if he was in general population, it wouldn't have happened because maybe his people would have protected him or whatever. But I look at it like when you play gangster, you meet a real gangster. Like Tory keeping up this. Tory's from Canada. Even though Canada got streets, hoods, and ghettos everywhere, Tory didn't grow up like this. Tory been a civilian majority of his life, his whole life. Like, and I think there's a story that with Adam 22, he was trying to show off a gun to Adam 22. I'm like, what is he doing? Just because you got a tattoo of an AK-47 on your chest don't make you a gangster.
No, it don't. It doesn't. And I think that a lot of our youth, not even just Tory, but a lot of our youth have to understand that just because you carry a gun does not mean you're a gangster. Or just because you put off an image that you're a gangster doesn't mean you're a gangster. Because when you meet a real gangster, you know.
A lot of them like Tory. That's why I feel sorry for his child because his child like that he could have lost his dad, but Tory got himself there because he decided not to take this. Even though I ain't gonna say take the stand as a good because O.J. Simpson didn't take the stand, but O.J. Simpson had $1 million, billion-dollar lawyer team, and he was caked up. But if Tory didn't cooperate with the cops like he should, I blame it on him. He kept the street code up, which is a myth, and he landed himself in prison because ain't no way in hell I'm going to prison for nobody. This ain't your sister, your mama, no close relative. You were just smashing two girls. They got drunk. I think he was fighting. Kelsey pulled the gun out. He took the gun, and that's how I think what happened.
So was it proven that was he having affairs with Kelsey too?
Yeah, Megan was fighting. That's why they was fighting at Kelsey. They was fighting.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yes. They was Kelsey. He was smashing most of them at the same time. I don't know if they knew about it. Maybe they did, but. While Megan was away, he was smashing Kelsey. I don't know why he was smashing both friends. I guess he was trying to be a player. But see, this is why guys got to stop this player stuff. If you're going to be a player, you need to be open and honest. So, I guess they had a big argument at college in the house. Tory stayed behind, but they left without him, and he got in the car with him. But see, this is what happened. If he never would have got out that pool with Kylie, he would have never gotten in that situation that night. If he would have stayed behind, because I guess he went with them to try to sort it out or whatever. And I guess he's trying to be a player when he ain't. Because at the end of the day, Tory's 5'2". These women are bigger and stronger than Tory, bro. Megan is bigger and stronger than Tory a little bit.
A little bit. A lot.
Yeah. Like 5'8" to 5'9". So this is a big, strong woman.
He should have stayed. He should have stayed and just let them figure that out, man. Sometimes you gotta understand, girl drama and girl beef, man, will never really, you know what I'm saying, hurt you as a man.
And I feel like they're not real friends, Indy Kelsey, because I feel like she never said she took the stand and she got immunity, but she ain't never said nothing about her friend like Tory did it. She never said Tory did it either. Because if you my best friend and I'm like or whatever, I'm gonna take up for you and say he did it, but she ain't never did that. So it's like
because she know he didn't really do it for her, and that's why she wanted immunity. Because why would you want immunity if you didn't commit a crime? If you didn't do nothing criminal, why you want immunity for?
Do you believe Roc Nation has something to do with it? This is conspiracies tell me. Do you believe Jay-Z and Roc Nation has something to do with this?
No, I don't think no. Me personally.
Well, let me ask you this: did you keep up with the ASAP Rocky case and ASAP Relly?
No, I didn't. What happened with them?
Well, it basically was the same thing. ASAP Rocky was accused of shooting ASAP Relly. They got in an argument. He pulled out a starter pistol, which is a fake gun, and he beat that case. And he so happened to beat the case. Because it kind of reminded me of the same thing. Both people are alive testifying against you, and ASAP Rocky beat it. Tory Lanez didn't.
But did ASAP take the stand?
No, Tory didn't take the stand either. He had an expensive ass lawyer. I mean, his lawyer charged $2,400 an hour. So, I mean, when you got Joe Topakina, a top notch lawyer, he left his office and moved to California where ASAP Rocky is. Yeah, but the difference is ASAP really lied and said that he took the bullet fragments with him and he said he shot his knuckle. How somebody shoot your knuckle? That's cool. I've never heard of that in the history of my life.
Somebody shoot your knuckle though. That's crazy work.
Yeah, so that was crazy. There are a lot of people saying that Roc Nation has something to do with it, but I disagree with that. I'm not gonna go as far as that far fetched. You also said something about Shador draft, man. Why do you think Shador fell in the draft?
I would say I wouldn't necessarily call me a football activist, but I played college ball. I talked to NFL executives. It's a game, bro. I can tell you this, it's a game. When them people ask you questions, bro, they already know the answers that they want.
Oh, they research you.
Yeah, they research you. They talk to your. Listen. They talk to my kindergarten teachers. They talk to my first grade teachers. They talk to my fucking pastor at church. They want to know everything about you. They're going to do their research.
Hold on, you say you went to the NFL or you was in college?
I was going through the draft process. Like I entered into the draft. I went to multiple combines. I talked to NFL teams. They know everything about you before you know everything about you. So when they ask you these questions, like simple questions, bro, they don't
give
want
me an example though. What questions they may ask you though? Since you went through the process.
Okay, I talked to the Indianapolis coach. So I was talking to the Indianapolis coach, right? And we were just chopping it up, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna talk to you, later." I was at practice, right? So we're like, "Hey," they're like, "Hey, we'll chop it up later at the hotel. We want you to come. We're gonna sit down in the room." So I'm thinking, all right, they probably just gonna ask me about formations and stuff. I play linebacker, so they probably want to know test my IQ.
They were about to ask you too. What position?
Yeah. So they said, they was like, Miss Corbin, we know you come from a good household. You come from your grandparents are married. Your mom and dad have been married for years. Your mom had you at 14. It's like, well, damn. Yeah. So let me ask you this question. Out of the 300 people that we could sign that are just like you, why should we sign you? And we don't want a generalized answer. So I'm like, oh, well, can you give me an example of generalized? They're like, well, we don't want to hear like, you're a hard worker, you study. No, we don't want to hear none of that bullshit. We don't want to hear none of that cliche bullshit that everybody said. We want to know the real you. Why should we invest $20-some million in you? Straight up, bro, I ain't had no answer. I had no answer.
I would have kept it real because I need the motherfucking money to get my family out the hood.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and just like they was just like, we understand. We just wanted you to be honest, and at least you were honest. You passed. You know what I'm saying? You passed the test. Like these people, bro, they know the answers that they want to these questions before they ask you. So when I heard that,
he get all this research on you. They got the FBI on their ass.
They got an FBI database. Yeah, they got a real deal database, bro. You got to think this is $1 billion corporation, bro.
So let me ask you this. So if how do you think Shador pay? Because some people say he was cocky, he was arrogant, but I just think he's a confident motherfucker.
He is too. Listen, I have no problem with Shador, bro. I don't, but I know how these other people think. I know how they think. So to him, to them, to us, he's a good brother. He's a good brother. He's not cocky and arrogant. He's just confident in himself.
Yeah.
The other people, they don't like that. They don't like that because they can't control you. He doesn't need the money. He don't need the money. He don't need the money. He don't need none of that. He
may not need the money, but the NFL gonna give him a whole lot more money. Ain't too much money.
But the thing is, they were upset because he didn't play the game the right way. And when I said that, a lot of people got upset because it's a game. If you don't play the game, the game is gonna play you, and that's what they did. They band together.
Let me ask you this: what kind of questions you think they asked you? Though, since you've been in those rooms with these people, and you've been in there across the table from them, what questions you think they asked, and you think he tripped up at?
Listen, they didn't start with no questions with him, bro. They sat him down and they wanted to humble him. They showed him every mistake he made in college, and they asked him, why did you make these mistakes, and what do you think what could you have done better? And I guarantee you, he got upset by that because why the fuck are you showing me my mistakes? Why are you showing me my mistakes? But that's their job to a certain extent, bro. They're supposed to criticize you down to a T, bro. They're supposed to criticize you down to a T because if you're making these mistakes in college, why do I not think you're gonna make the same mistakes in the NFL? So what are you gonna change to help you prosper in the NFL? So I guarantee you, they sat down and had every bad play he made in college and showed it to him. And I guarantee you, from what I heard from when they said he interviewed bad, it probably was because he took offense to that.
You got offense. You got to be humble too, though. You got to know when to turn it on and turn it off. And I think maybe he don't know when to turn it on and turn it off. Now, let's be real though. He didn't really have much talent outside of Travis Hunter, the Heisman. So let's be very sure. His receiving core wasn't that good now.
Well, let me stop you on that. His receiving core was damn good. There was there was only one team that had multiple receivers drafted in the NFL draft.
Receivers got drafted from Colorado.
Hold on. It wasn't Alabama. It wasn't Clemson. It wasn't wide receiver Ohio State or LSU. It was 4 taken from Colorado. 4.
Really?
4 receivers.
I gotta look that up. I gotta look that shit up.
4. 4 receivers were taken from Colorado. So you trying to tell me?
Wait. Must be in the late draft.
It don't matter. They got took in the draft.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I gotta look that up.
Will Shepard, Jimmy Horn, Travis Hunter, and there was one more.
Well, I know Travis was the second overall pick.
Yeah, it was Wester. So that's what I'm saying.
I didn't know that.
There was 4 receivers taken. So you trying to sit here and tell me that this guy had 4 receivers taken and he fell to the 5th round? Who the fuck was throwing the ball? Who was throwing receivers the ball?
Let's be real though. They didn't play anybody either in those conferences. They had a weak schedule though. They had a very, very weak schedule. Well, he was in the Pac-10, ain't it? The Big 10 or something?
Big 12.
Okay, yeah. He ain't played nobody. But to be fair, he had no running game either though. He had no running game.
He got sacked the most times in college football. He got sacked 55 times.
Oh wow. Well, yeah, I know that the offensive line was shaky and he ain't had no running game. But I didn't know all the receiving core got drafted. So they were starters? They got drafted? I gotta look that up, man. I didn't know that. I gotta look that up.
4 receivers. The most there was from another school was 2.
Well, you know already Travis Hunter played both sides. He was a DB and a receiver. So really, okay. That makes sense right there. I didn't know that. That's interesting right there. Now, you also made a video saying if I was Diddy, I would have been ended. What you mean by that?
I would have been killed myself.
Whoa. Delete.
Delete, my bad. Sorry.
But why would you do that though and not fight the case?
Bro, ain't no way you finna get up on the stand and call me Lil Diddy. If you know what I'm saying. You ain't finna get up there in front of everybody and call me Lil Diddy, man. I would have told the judge, we don't even need to continue this trial. We don't need to continue it because I ain't showing up tomorrow. That would have been into that.
Do you think? Let me ask you this though, when I also seen his assistant take the stand on him. What's your thoughts on everybody? I'm not gonna say turn on him. I'm gonna say turn on him. It seems like everybody right now is throwing shot. Cause a few years ago when he won the BT Award, everybody was riding Diddy coattail. They was riding him. Now it seems like nobody is like side with him except Kanye West or Boosie. Why you think ain't nobody else taking Diddy's side right now?
Because that's what people do, man. They jump ship, bro. They're gonna jump ship. They're gonna jump ship because the simple fact is that's just that people aren't real riders anymore, bro. They ride high with you when you're riding high, and then when you're at your lowest point, they leave you out to dry because they're not real friends. None of those people were real friends. Kanye West is regardless of how you feel about Kanye West. Kanye West if he's for you, he's for you. If he's against you, he's against you. So I don't care what people say about Kanye West. I think Kanye West is a real friend to a lot of people. And a lot of people turn their back on him too. You seen the same thing with Diddy.
You right. Damn, you was right. I just looked it up. They had a quarterback. They got Snoop, Horn. They got Will Sherman. Oh, that's somebody else. You right. Damn. They had hold on. They had 1, 2. They had 2 receivers to go.
No, they had Will Shepard.
Yeah, Will Shepard.
And they had Horn, Wester, and they had Hunter. They had 4.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You right. I had to research that. Yeah, you was absolutely right about that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, with Kanye West also wearing a swastika chain, he's also saying that he loves Hitler. He's talking about Hitler when Hitler hated Jews and black people, and he has mixed babies, which is nuts. He's also saying he gave his cousin fellatio at 13 and 14. And he's saying, yeah, he's just saying a bunch of wild stuff right now.
Yeah, he is, man. I hate that. I hate that for Ye. Because at the end of the day, even if he trolling, man, like, cause I troll people, but I wouldn't go to that extent, man. That's just absolutely wild, bro.
And he can't see his kids. Kim is keeping him away from his kids. Man, it's wild. He also said one day he was supposed to visit his kid. He's hanging with Andrew Tate. Every woman hated Andrew Tate on social media. I don't know why. Andrew Tate didn't hurt nobody, harm nobody. He was never an imminent threat, but they hate him. Yeah.
You think it's because of some of his You think it's for some of his views he has?
I just feel like that's terrible with his views. Everybody should be entitled to their opinion. Rappers can talk about shooting, killing, twerking, sex, degrading people or whatever. But how come people like Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, his brother, and people like the late great Kevin Samuels, any man with an opinion, they always try to cancel him or put him in jail or he dies. Andrew Tate never killed anybody or harmed nobody. And he got shadow banned on all social media platforms. But rappers are talking about shooting and killing and drilling.
Because people don't like the truth, bro. People don't like the truth. They're not living in a facade. They don't like the truth. They hate the truth. And it's just like if it only takes for one person in a higher place to feel like you're a nuisance, even though you just speaking your opinion, because we live in a free world, right? Where it's supposed to be free, that you can speak your mind. You know what I'm saying? That you can speak how you feel. But you can't. It just seems like you can't do that nowadays because everybody takes offense to everything.
Everybody's sensitive. People get offensive with people. If you get offended by something on the internet, you just walking in a pile of dog shit.
Because people don't live in their truth. You can't clock nothing about me because I live in my truth. So it's like people don't live in their truth. So when they see certain stuff on the internet, they get hurt by it. It hurts them because they know deep down inside that's how they're really living. But if you really walk through your truth, you wouldn't care what nobody say. You wouldn't care how nobody feel. Not at all. That's why I hate when people when people talk about stigmas about certain stuff. It's like, why are you upset about somebody talking about a stigma? Do you fit in that stigma? Because deep down inside, you must know you fit in that stigma because you wouldn't take offense to it.
I mean, that's a fact. That's a fact. Is there a white person in hip hop who hasn't been called a culture vulture?
I would say Eminem to a certain extent.
I mean, they did back in the day said he did use the N-word ninja before.
And but this is why though. This is why I say Eminem to a certain extent. Eminem grew up around black people, right? And this is the thing. I don't understand why people say, "Oh, well, it's okay for a black person to call another black person a ninja." Why is it okay? Why do we feel like it's okay? It's a degrading word. We took an insult and made it into a.
But anybody can be a nigga. A white person, Asian, A-Rap, anybody can be a nigga though.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, why are we so okay with calling each other that, but then get upset when other people call us that? It's still to me. I think it's more derogatory for me to call you a ninja.
I'd rather you call me Kane though. What's up, Kane?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say I agree. All fellow black men. What's up, King? How you doing, King? And I had a woman tell me she think that's gay.
Well, this is my thing though, right here though. It's kind of like, I ain't gonna say nothing wrong with saying nigga, but it's kind of like when females call each other the B word or call each other hoes. It's like, if they friend do it, they cool, but if we do it, we don't know them. Like, so basically, it seems like whoever your relationship with, whatever your rapport is with that person.
But at the end of the day, it's still degrading regardless.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we can say that. I mean, teach his own on that. I'm not gonna say it. But I don't think it's comfortable saying a white person using the N-word. I was gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Even at the concert and shows, it just always seemed cringy and uncomfortable. But hey, that's just my humble opinion, though.
Yeah.
Who the most attractive WNBA player of all time?
Tia Cooper.
I'm gonna go with Alja Wilson. I'm gonna go
what? With no way, bro. No way, bro. Over Tia Cooper?
Tia Cooper.
I ain't never seen Tia Cooper, but Tia Cooper got wagon, bro. She got wagon, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Nah, bro.
I'm about to look her up. Hold on, let me look her up right now. I see her. Oh damn. Oh lord.
Hey,
she played for South Carolina too. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Alja Wilson, and I'm gonna go with Alja. And I like Fly-J. Fly-J pretty too though.
Yeah, I like Fly-J, man.
I'm
a LSU fan, by the way, so you know.
I'm a Gamecocks fan. Would you date a 7 foot tall woman?
Yes, sir. I dated a 6'4" woman before, and I'm 6'4".
Dang.
So I dated a woman I'd say about 3 years ago. She played for Florida, and it was a learning experience for me. I can tell you that, man. It was a learning experience for me. I'm not. A lot of men are intimidated by taller women. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I ain't intimidated by no taller woman, bro. Like, at the end of the day, you taller than me, you taller than me. Trees get cut down all the time.
Hey, I'll break it down like a swisher. I'll break it down like a swisher.
Oh damn, man, trees get cut down all the time, man. So
Oh, yeah. Which professional sport has the most attractive females, you think?
Volleyball.
I'm gonna go with the volley. I'm gonna go with softball for women, t-ball for girls, and baseball. I mean softball, volleyball, one of them, and basketball, the WNBA. Now let me ask you this though: why do you think the WNBA never does well as the NBA or close to it though? Women support other women how they do. Why they don't support the WNBA?
I've struggled with that, and I've had a couple conversations with people about that. I just don't see that. I just don't think. I don't know, man. I just think it's a little different when it comes to just the NBA and how they play, and what I'm saying, the level of competitiveness. You know what I'm saying? I think if the WNBA was a little bit more competitive, I think they would have a lot more traction than what they do. If that makes sense, they're just not as competitive as the NBA. That's all it is.
Why you think black women are attracted to the LGBT community and gangsters and thugs?
You said say that one time.
Why you think black women are attracted to the LGBTQ community the most and gangsters and thugs?
Because a lot of them didn't have fathers growing up. So they don't know what a real man is. So a lot of them think that gangsters are real men because they're like, you gotta think, man. You got a woman that grew up without a father, figure. Mama had to do it by herself. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't grow up with a man in the house, so mama had to get it how she lived. You know what I'm saying? However that may be. So now she grows up with the same complex. So you know what I'm saying? It's just when a guy comes to you, a lot of the thugs, a lot of the gangsters, they got fast money. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of women, they never grew up with a man to show them that money isn't everything. You know what I'm saying? A man that just gives you money isn't a man. A lot of them, they don't know that. They just go for the materialistic stuff. So they see that, and it's like, oh, well, he got this, he got that. Because what do we see all the time, right? You see in high school, when we're young, a lot of the girls that our age went for the dope boy. They went for the older men, and then that was the street. Then that could buy her
swag. Who got some swag?
Man could buy her a $400 wig, buy her a $400, $500 wig. And you know what I'm saying, do this for like he didn't spend no quality time with her like that, but he took the places when he could, when he wanted to, But where did they end up? A lot of them just their mama. They just had kids by him. Now this guy's in jail or he dead.
Or they end up with a criminal record, a felon.
He got a record, and he's a felon. He can't get a good job now because that dope money dries up. It does. That dope money dries up. Now you 24, 25, you got 2-3 kids from this guy who's no longer in your life or no longer giving you help, right? Now you want a hardworking man. Now you want a man, that nerd that you used to ignore in high school, who's now an engineer. You want him. He got no kids. He drives a good car. Got a good job. Now you want him. But when you was in high school, you laughed at him. I would never talk to you, hee ha, because you had all the stuff there that you thought. But now we're adult, and you know what I'm saying. You got 3-4 kids. Now you want the nerd. It don't work like that.
You know what's funny? I was just having a conversation with the chick I'm with, the girl I'm with, and a few people about this. Why, when black women go to college, they chasing the hoopers, the athletes, the dope boy, the guys with swag, or who playing sports or whatever? Why they not going to the law schools, the engineering, why they not going around the guys who in HVAC? Why they not going around these guys, the doctors, the science? Why are they not around these guys? See the white Caucasian, the white women are around these people. Their parents tell them, get you around a doctor, or a surgeon, or a lawyer, or somebody who's an engineer or a scientist. They get around those type of guys. They get married, they engage to these guys. Black women, they don't start trying to catch up to about 45.
It's always too late. And what's the stigma that we always see? Oh, black men, they like athletes. Black men, they can't handle a black woman. They can't handle a strong queen. Let me say this: if I'm a hardworking man, right? Because I'm a business owner, I'm a hardworking man. I'm on the way to the top. I ain't there yet. I ain't got it all there yet. But if I'm
work in progress, baby.
Work in progress, and I love my black queen. Shout out to her. Love you, baby. But let's say if I was single, right? My woman's a little different. She's not like the stereotypical black woman. Because not all black women are single. But what is the stereotype behind black women? They're loud. They're obnoxious. They're too masculine.
Horrible. Intolerable.
And they have horrible attitudes. If I'm a hardworking man, right? I'm a hardworking man, and I work a hardworking job, and I make 100, whatever. I make good money. You honestly think that I want to deal with that headache every fucking day? You don't want to cook. You don't want to clean. You want everything done your way. You don't want to pour into me. You don't want to listen. I don't want to deal with that shit. And I'm paying the bills on this bitch, and I'm putting up a lifestyle for you. I'm gonna go get me a Karen over here because she gonna shut the fuck up and listen and do what the fuck I tell her to do. Because I'm the man of the house. Like I said, a lot of black women didn't grow up with men in the house, so they don't know how to respect a man's authority. A real hard-working man don't want to deal with that shit all the time, bro. You just don't, because you don't have the time for it. I don't have the energy for that, bro. I don't got it.
Oh yeah. You also got to realize, for the most part, that a lot of these women, I believe their parents is telling them this. Their grandmas and mothers is saying, "Girl, you need to do this right here. You know, you don't need no man. You can get it by yourself. Men are bad." Yeah, man, probably. They saying you don't need no man, girl. Men are bad and stuff like that. So we end up like this right here in this situation.
And and I hate that for our culture, man, because not all black women are like that, man. Me personally, bro, I only date our race. I don't date outside my race. I ain't never date no white woman. I ain't never date no Latino woman. I've always only dated black queen. But I hate that I see, you know what I'm saying, we materialize everything. I've had a woman before, you know, when I was single, basically tell me I don't fit the image for her. I don't wear golds. I don't wear chains. Like, I got a nice little chain for my graduation present. You know what I'm saying? I paid a good penny for it. Well, other than that, bro, you see me, I got on a black t-shirt, or I got on some Hey Dudes. I dress casual because, like I said, I'm a hard-working man. So when I want to unwind and be comfortable, that's what I am. I'm not wearing no purple tight jeans. I ain't wearing no Jordans. I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean I'm broke. I just wear what for me. She told me I didn't fit the image that she wanted. I said, baby, you want a street man. I'm not a street man.
Yeah, they want the guy that dressed like a dope boy. They used to the prototypical guy dressing this way. Bro, I'm switching up the swag. I don't mind wearing graphic tee, but why I can't be able to throw on a blazer with a shirt, a plain shirt underneath with some slacks and some church vibes.
Let me be comfortable, bro. Let me be comfortable, man. Let me be comfortable, bro. I wear dunks, man. I wear SBs. And I had a woman, she was like, "You got on skateboard shoes." I said, "Baby, these are Supreme dunks. These are $700 shoes." But you wouldn't know that. I said, "You wouldn't know that."
You ain't even know it.
No, you don't. But she was like, $700 for them? I said, yeah, but you got them big ass Balenciagas on, it hurt your feet. And they look like they came from DHgate. I don't wear nothing fake.
Damn. Look, they say women are the real misogynists. They hate each other. They can't go a day without comparing their looks, insulting one another, proving they can take each other's man, putting their business out there. I don't know why they constantly project that on men. Why is that?
You want to know a good example of that women are misogynists and they hate each other and they hate that some women actually do cater to men how it should be? Cooking with Kanye. Why was all the women on the internet mad at Cooking with Kanye? Why were they mad?
Say it again for the people in the back.
They were mad at a lot of women were mad at Cooking with Kanye.
They sent death threats at this girl. Death threats.
For what? What did you do?
She's twerking and cooking damn food.
Because they're mad because they don't do it. Exactly.
This is how I see it.
Classic example. There's no. I don't care what nobody say. Women hate women, bro. They can say about women
are the fakest. When a woman gives somebody a compliment, it's usually not genuine. It's shade. It's a backhand compliment with it. She gonna talk about you to one of her so-called friends, and they go after the same men.
Bro, I told my. Oh, listen, and this is where a lot of us men make mistakes at when it comes to cheating, right? I don't condone cheating. I don't like that. If you're not going to be loyal to your person, let them know. A lot of men get so caught up in lust that they don't understand that a lot of women that you think you're getting are getting at you to get back at your woman. A woman will use you as a tool to get at your woman because they know men, we are lustful creatures and we go after what looks good. We don't have the manipulatory power to be able to understand the intellect to be able to understand that this woman ain't really interacting with me because she wants me. She's interacting with me because she want to make my woman jealous. And that's really why a lot of women be like, "You cheated with this motherfucker. You cheated with her." And that gives some women thrills, bro. So it's like that's why I tell a lot of men, you got to be able to see through the nice skin and the nice shape. You got to be able to see through that, bro. Women are very, very misogynist. Like they're very, very manipulatory,
and they're misandrous too. They hate men. A lot of women hate men. They're misandrous.
So they use us as pawns. And a lot of men don't understand that. You a married man cheating with... You a married man. You got a nice queen over here. And this woman know you got a nice queen. She don't want her spot. She want to get to her. She want to let her know that she ain't got no pride. You think you all this? You ain't all that. Cause look, I just made your man get on his knees for me.
It's kind of sad that I read a quote. So many guys think because they getting with hood rats, project bitches, skeezers and slut busters that they think this is an achievement. We have to stop putting that as an achievement as a number one priority. Those women are the bottom of the barrel, low frequency, low hanging fruit. Please stop thinking because you're getting project bitches, skeezers, and shit like that, and baby mamas that's getting passed around, girl, that you out here hitting on something. These women are low quality. They're not going nowhere in life. These women are going to bring you down. They cannot add any value to you. I realize as the older I get, if a woman not adding no value to you,